This is H5P Talk with Benjamin Waller, and you're watching the H5P Report. It's a new year, and we're celebrating a milestone achievement for H5P, the leading platform for interactive content creation. As H5P marks its 10th anniversary, we take a look at the company's growth, its achievements, including the recent rebranding to the H5P Group, the introduction to the info wall content type. Also, there are updates to the documentation tool, the inclusion of image choice in quiz, and the ability to have flashcards in random order, and upcoming improvements to the platform. But first, it's time to celebrate H5P's 10th birthday. This year, H5P is celebrating a mountain of development and growth since its conception. Back in 2013, in Tromsø, a small northern town in Norway, H5P began its journey into changing the world of interactive content creation in a team of only 4 and just a handful of content types. Now, a decade later, their team has grown substantially, with over 20 employees and a collection of 53 content types. They have an additional office in Oslo and plan to establish offices in several more countries over the next few years. On top of that, H5P is used in over 400 universities in 42 countries, including large companies, charities and public organisations, who are among their approximate 1,800 subscription customers of H5P.com. Not to mention the hundreds of thousands of organisations who use H5P for free. As a result, H5P supports hundreds of millions of users on hundreds of thousands of sites worldwide. Coinciding with this achievement, H5P was recognised recently as the most successful company in terms of growth in the northern region of Norway. The Gaselle award is only given to the top 2% of companies, so the very best of the best, in every region of Norway each year. And the announcement was made by the Deputy Mayor as a surprise to their employees at their offices in Tromsø. As part of H5P's growth, Joubel, the parent company of H5P, rebranded to the H5P Group. If you weren't aware, Joubel were the founders of H5P and also the creators of H5P.com, a premium software as a service version of H5P. The name change marks an important step in the evolution of a small company who has expanded rapidly, with ambitions to grow fast to ultimately become the mainstream authoring standard for content creation on the web. The CEO Svein-Tore Griff said, "By changing our name to the H5P Group, our connection and dedication to H5P becomes clearer. We are the creators of H5P and aim to be a greenhouse for the H5P community. And by including our own trademark, H5P, in the new company name feels natural and informative." In other news, H5P's January release sees a new content type called the info wall. It allows you to create a searchable list of items stacked in vertical panels. With this content type, you can define a list of items and then create a series of information panels where you can set values for each one. Each item in the list contains an image and text, and if you choose, you can filter the panel's content based on words that the panel contains. This content type was sponsored by H5P.com customers and of course Oliver Tucky of Snordian out of Germany, who is a former H5P core team member and developer of the info wall, and many other content types. He is quite a prolific developer of H5P content and a nice guy too. Great job, Oliver. Other improvements in this release come from the interactive book, which now includes a resume function to save the state, which allows users to continue where they left off in a book without losing their work, so effectively retaining their progress from previous sessions. Also, there's now an option to add video to the cover and options to style the text on the cover as well. Along with these improvements, the documentation tool also received support for the resume function as well, and it now includes an accordion for expandable lists. This is a nice improvement so you can better manage text-heavy documents because it lets the user decide what they want to read more about with a simple click to expand and collapse the list. Additionally, a feature I've been waiting for has now finally been released, which is Introductory audio. Its inclusion means that an audio file can be used to represent a question or statement in a quiz. The feature was included in a whole lot of different content types that previously supported video and image as introductory media. You can find a list of all improvements in their release note, which you can find in the description below. Now turning to H5P's February release, we see some nice new features and improvements. You can now enhance your quizzes with the image choice question. This is a multiple choice question type that features images as alternatives. This is a great addition to the quiz, formerly called the question set, and will certainly take your quizzes to the next level, making them more fun and visually engaging. In addition, flashcards have been improved, with the ability to now display cards in random order. And there are improvements to the document export feature in the documentation tool, fixing known issues, especially for those on iPads and iPhones. And in the February status update, Svein-Tore, aka Falcon, shared some interesting stats on the top 20 content types used on h5p.com, taken late last year. And not surprisingly, at the top of the list are course presentation, interactive video and book, and the quiz. There's also a list of sub-content types, which are the content types or features that are used inside other content types. The top ones here are text, image, and video. Finally, in their January status update, Svein-Tore outlined some upcoming improvements to H5P with the primary aim of removing perceived bottlenecks in the system. One of these is with the H5P OER Hub to improve its search functionality and make it easier to share and get started with ready-made H5Ps. The other major issue is the initial developer experience. They want to remove any barriers for developers by simplifying the setup process, making it much easier to get started with H5P development and contribute to the community. So stay tuned for these changes. And that wraps up this H5P report for March 2023. Like and subscribe and stay up to date with the latest H5P tech and news. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.